Right, why, basically.
Because of
yeah.
you.
Expands, I wrote in that, expands, read your scenario, what it say, it spans the area. So we'll do at the joint line, 2 inches above and 2 inches below, so she has her, and I thought that Adele had you order the writing pencils where you can write on skin, but maybe not.
No, we
So,
didn't do that.
but make sure you're marking with just a pen, so you need a pen at least. But they have body pencils where you can actually, they're made for that. Maybe have that on there, so.
We can add that for next year.
Yeah.
The thing I added was tape measures.
And what else is over there that we need? The wrap for posts, and she has her, for the cryocuff, she needs the, stockinette, alcohol prep pads, to prep, the area. So she will.
What is it?
And then what is that?
It's a sponge?
Is that for the
Goes on
dispersive
road.
pad?
That's the dispersive pad. Yeah, so that's what a dispersive pad looks like. So the only thing really that Jenna needs, and then I brought her pillows to elevate the extremity, and then a pillow here for comfort. So she will just be elevating her extremity above the heart with the pillows over here. So, with the dispersive pad, Kaylee, what do you think needs done to that dispersive pad since you're sitting there? I'll let you do it. What needs done
Add
to
water.
that?
Needs to be wet.
Yes, yeah, good.
You watch Green Mile?
No, it's not. It's
They
been a
didn't
while,
add
maybe
water.
I did. Oh, okay, maybe I did watch it a long time ago.
Green
So
Mile.
Kaylee, you care to go back there and with that?
Seen it?
Which that's interesting that it had a so she's gonna wet that for proper conductivity, so the sponge has to be wet for the dispersive. So she's gathered her supplies, and then she has to do her equipment check, correct? So her equipment check involves checking the cords, so there's no fraying, and
Doing set
then
numbers.
she can go ahead and check her cryocuff. And then she will be able to, what does she need to do for the cryocuff? I already filled it up for her and got it ready and checked the temperature, which the temperature for this one should be what? Since
45.
45.
she's young, good, and no real issues with regard to diabetes or sensation. She's got that heart murmur that we're gonna have to really ask Adele about in a minute, right? So then we can set the parameters. So when you hit, just like we did Monday, when I hit electrotherapy, now there's high volt as the choice. So when you hit high volt, you just hit edit and set everything. So on here, it says polarity, and you hit it, it's already negative. And then when you change, yeah, so you change back to that.
Is that the thing that's already set for us, the ramps?
No, that's not.
We're setting that to zero, right?
Yeah, yes. So the ramp, and on here, we're setting the ramp to 0. The lowest it'll go, I think, is 0.5.
Okay, and that's fine.
And that's okay. And the display, you leave the display as in volts, and then it has up here continuous or, having that on and off time. So we want a continuous cycle time. So continuous is both back here, and then the frequency. And Jenna's changing that to 120. Is on that. And then you sit there, it goes back to
This one?
Yeah. And then the what's left is the treatment time. So she'll get treatment time. What is the treatment time?
30 minutes every 4 hours.
Yeah.
So is that, we're not doing it over a span of 4 hours if they're in the clinic, right? 'Cause-
Right, we're not.
So it'd just be 30 minutes for the session.
Right, but optimally, it should be 30 minutes every 4 hours. Do we ever do that? No, because we have to come back, have them come back to the clinic in
Yeah.
4 hours, so. Okay,
Is that
so that's everything. So that's everything, and then in the practical, what would Jenna say to me? She'd be like, I have everything set, but I can't set
The intensity.
the intensity, and then we would say, what are you gonna turn that up to, and what would she say?
10% below the motor level of the patient.
Right.
Once you figure out what the threshold is.
Right, and how are you gonna figure that out?
You're gonna have to test it.
Test it and ask it.
Right, and say, when do you feel it twitching? When twitching, you're like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna turn it down. Anything else on there, Jenna, that you can't set, that you need to tell me what it would be?
Is that the 30 to 40? What we're set the
Right, the pulse duration. Which the range for the pulse duration is 20 to 100, and we said, we'll say, let's just say for this, we're gonna go with 40 microseconds.
It says US on our paper.
And that's right, microseconds,
Okay, and MS is the
milliseconds, right,
For the side note, would you want us to put 40 milliseconds?
yes, yeah, for this one, put 40 milliseconds, like we said, 40 microseconds.
Is that 10% below the motor threshold subjective? Or is there?
Yeah, it's subjective, it's just a little bit, just kinda go a few notches. Below that. Okay, so we've got the parameter set, we have the cryocuff's ready, and the cords have been checked, and the dispersive pad is ready. Great. So I think we're ready. So she's not gonna introduce herself and get the subjective information, which you still wanna get a pain rating, even though we're treating swelling, we'll say her pain at rest is about kind of back, about a 5, and it gets worse when she tries to do anything at about an 8. And she's having a lot of difficulty, she's out of volleyball, and she really is having just difficulty walking in general because of the pain and the swelling.
And so we'll still ask like the cold questions, like
Good.
do you have any rashes?
Right, yeah, because you're
Rashes or
using
hives?
the cold modality, the cryocuff is cold, so, so Jenna would say we've chosen to do cryocuff and Estim, to try to help with your pain and swelling, but before we can get started, I'm gonna ask you a few questions, so go ahead and ask,
You want me to do all of these?
all,
Okay.
make sure you get them all.
So when you're exposed to cold, do you experience any hives or rashes of your arms or your feet?
No.
Okay. And also, when you're exposed to cold, do your hands and feet ever turn blue?
No, they never have.
Okay. And do you currently have or have you had cancer in the last 5 years anywhere in your body?
And you all can help her.
Heart murmur.
Do we need to ask that?
I know she has a heart.
We should make sure if it's controlled or uncontrolled, right?
The osteoporosis, do we need to ask that?
That's not a motor.
Right, but if we're not turning, we're only turning it with her threshold limit.
Pacemaker?
With pacemaker.
I see that you have a heart murmur in your chart. Do you have a pacemaker?
And then what do we need to know, Jenna, about
Is it
the murmur?
controlled or uncontrolled?
Are they gonna know if it's controlled or uncontrolled?
They should, because a lot of times they're followed by a doctor and they say it's not a problem, and that's a problem.
So is it considered uncontrolled whenever you have to go on like yearly visits to get it checked?
Yes,
That's considered uncontrolled?
right, yeah, because if you have a murmur and they're like, you don't have to even worry about it.
Yeah.
Will we also ask about, if they have any other heart devices?
Yes, implant other, yes, any other implanted devices, not just the pacemaker.
So that's controlled or uncontrolled.
I just see my doctor once a year and, they keep a watch on it, but it's never been an issue.
Okay. Wouldn't that sound more uncontrolled if she's going to the doctor?
Right, well, and
Isn't that what Blake just
yeah,
said?
it's more like if they have, we'll just say that if they say that it's there, but there's no issue with it. Because usually if they're checking on it, they do check on it, but they're not saying that there's never been a problem.
That would be that would be standard.
Right, they're gonna, but I guess if you go and they're really concerned about it.
Yeah, if you, like.
I go every year to get checked, make sure mine isn't worsening to the point where I need surgery. So mine's considered uncontrolled because
Right,
of that.
yes, because of the surgery part of that.
Yeah.
Because they mentioned, we're checking this so you might need surgery.
Right.
Yeah, but I think a lot of heart issues, they do wanna see if it's getting any worse, and they tell you it's not, then it's still not a problem.
Right, yeah.
So if they, if you say I get checked once a year and it's not an issue.
Okay, so did she get them all?
The implanted device. Do you have any implanted devices?
No. get them all, so she asked all the cold, which are cold allergies right now. She asked that, she asked what are the ones for Estim.
I don't know if we should ask it, but are we concerned at all about like potential anesthetic skin, like or anything?
Right, yeah, then that, we have to ask.
Okay.
This is what we went over that.
Okay.
So I think we got them all, so we're good to continue, so I just need to take a couple of measurements before we get started.
I'm gonna take you and left off. And fill up your hands.
And your all's body mechanics were not great during the practical, so what is the best, cause everybody wanted to do that, sit in the floor, like take your shoe off, what do you, just go
Raise the
ahead and have
table.
her lay down, just have her lie down already. And that way you can be standing there.
that phone over there.
I think she said left side.
Can you set this phone over there
Yeah, left.
so I can get it at a better angle?
I'm on my way from my way.
Me either, Adele.
I was like, look at her go.
I'm
She
having
got
a
it.
Let me sit on the
really
table.
bad brain day.
Did we get functional limitations from the patient?
Trouble walking.
Just having a hard time walking.
Okay.
And she's out of all.
Yeah, don't I look athletic?
He's confused right now.
Would you like help?
I think I can handle it if somebody can just let me know which is my left and which is my right.
So see, now she's gonna do what? She's gonna be over here, Dale's gonna be lying down, Jen's gonna come around here, and this can be nice on her back, right? So she can move this table up to what's comfortable for you.
Your tattoo is cute.
That's all right, I'm getting ready to get froze again anyway. Putting another cold modality on me, she's gonna do something warm.
And then don't forget about the mark, you need to mark, why is it important that you mark the curve?
So you come back and mark or measure exactly where you measured
Exactly where
before.
you were before. So you asked Adele, is it okay if we mark on you?
Yes.
Okay.
We're not doing figure eight.
Yeah,
Oh,
we-
we're not?
doing
Oh,
joint
We're doing joint line.
Yeah, we're gonna do the joint line and then 2 inches above and 2 inches below.
How do you feel about that burrito?
22.
And then mark that, did you mark that?
Stay away from off the board apple. Both of them.
You eat enough food and you don't experience adverse effects from it.
Yes, it was 22, so we'll say she went 2 inches above and it was 25 and 2 inches below, it was 20. So that, just for your note, you'll have that.
So you don't want me to do that?
No, 20 centimeters below 25. One.
22.
22 and 25 and 20.
And then I would have her close her eyes and check skin sensation. So just tell me what you feel.
And she doesn't have to do it all, but you're making sure where is this gonna hit her. She's gonna span all the way up here and then on the bottom of her foot too, so she's getting the whole area. So the whole area, and let's say that she's felt that on the whole area.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the joint measurements again?
20 centimeters below, 22 centimeters
Yeah,
the joint line,
and
and
25
25 centimeters above.
Good.
Okay, cool.
I'll need that later.
Neat. One more time.
20 centimeters below the joint line, 22 centimeters at the joint line, 25 centimeters above the joint line.
Got it.
Anyone else?
So then after we finish the measurements, what comes after this? She's going to show you, check the sensation, it's intact.
Okay.
Explain the
So
procedure.
now, again,
procedure.
we're gonna make it more in-depth before we get it started. So we're gonna be ready to do a cryocuff and an electrical stimulation on you. The cryocuff, you already know how to explain that, right? Because what's gonna happen is there's gonna be cold and it's gonna we're gonna put a boot on you, it's gonna fill up with cold water, and it's gonna compress your skin, and it's gonna help push that fluid up your leg because it's compressing that fluid. And it's cold, so it's gonna help gauge pain at the same time. So it's a kind of a twofold benefit there. And it will feel it'll be really cold, and then it'll kind of burn and ache, and then go numb. But that's all normal that we're adding electrical stimulation to help too. And what that is it stimulates the area so it'll feel like a strong tingling sensation in combination with the ice to help to move that fluid even more at the body. And again, it should be comfortable. I'll have to turn it up a little bit to contract for a minute, but then we'll go just right below that, and then it'll just feel like a strong tingle to you. And you still feel like it's something that you want to do.
Give it a whirl.
Okay, good.
Now, do I need
So-
to check stuff for this before I apply the cryocuff?
Yes.
Like her
so,
muscle stuff?
what do you
or-
mean?
I don't know.
Well,
Whatever
no.
I'm checking for.
Yeah, what else does she need to do here now? What's next?
Clean the-
Because she's okay with it, so now we can start the setup, right?
Clean
So
the area.
what's next?
Clean the area.
Clean the
off.
area. Good.
Put the
Do we need
pads
to
on.
do muscle lag? Do we need to do muscle lag or anything?
No, this is swelling. Now all we're doing is
Okay.
swelling and pain. It should help a little bit with pain.
I'm doing stuff.
Muscle lag's only a problem for motor issues,
Right, for motor issues.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And this is with just swelling and pain. We're just treating swelling and pain. So she's gonna clean right over the ATF. And then if she decides that, and this is another that students a lot of times have trouble with this, because you're using the dispersive pad, you want to make sure that your sensation checks span the area. And if you end up having to go a little higher, you may have to grab that bell again.
Because I'm gonna be putting a pad away.
Right, a
So
pad
here
away,
and
and
space
then
and
like right in here, so you make, so Jenna would be like, oh, wait, let me, and then she'd grab the bell again, grab that bell again. Close your eyes again, Adele, I'm sorry that we're having to do this again, but how does this feel over here? Do you still feel that? What's that feel like?
Still cold.
Still cold there? Okay, sorry about that. So then we'll take the active pad, which is the electrodes that you have. So you'll grab the electrodes
Mine
and
are
the
right here.
dispersive pad. And so the active pad is going to go right here over the ATF.
So I just need one of these.
Just need one.
Right here.
Well, remember, anytime you can prevent this, and everybody needs to make sure that when you have these electrodes, if you can prevent the channel being like this and flipping up the pad, you need to, because the flipping up of the pad could lead to safety issues because the likelihood of you going and patting it back down could occur. So she's going to do it this way,
Down.
so it's pointed down,
Then you like straight.
down so that
Straight
these,
down from
yeah.
it's off an angle.
Because if she would have had it up here and you attached this, then it would flip it back that way. Then you want to grab the dispersive pad. And I had 2 aces already out for Jenna so that she could use 1 ace to wrap this around. So again, I'm going to put this dispersive pad so that they're all facing the same way. It's going to be this way and not this way so that the cords don't go like this. So we're just going to have it facing this way and right over. Just make sure, see here, then you're making a note, okay, I need it to be at least this size of the pad away.
And I'm gonna wrap that on with an ace.
With an
wrap.
ace, yeah. So just take one of the ace, take that other one that's, because that one, we need the nicer one to post wrap. With.
Oh,
This one doesn't
okay,
need to be,
okay.
it can be frayed or whatever. And you need to make sure this is just very loose wrapped. It's
Oh,
just
yeah,
barely
yeah.
hanging, just so it will hold it on there. So it's just see how loose Jenna's doing that, just real loose, leave this.
Just leave that?
Or no, just go back up because you have to plug the channel in there.
You said to do it loose right there?
Very loose, yeah, it's very, you don't want this real snug, you just want it just snug enough that it holds the pad. And then I just put it here because you still need to be able to plug the channel, the pad into here, so that I left that part out of the ace. And make sure that that you are on the right channel, because I can't tell you how many times in the practical, students get everything set up and guess what? They're connected to the wrong channel, so then it's not gonna come on if you don't have the right channel. So on here, that Jenna's got it plugged up to channel 1, check that, channel 1, and then up here, what's it say here, Jenna?
Channel 1 setup.
So,
Aren't you feeling anything?
right, and they're like,
No, that happened. Yeah, that happened. Braden had to connect it to channel 2, and I was supposed to be on channel 1.
right, and then you're gonna be saying that if they're not feeling anything, they're not feeling anything.
Oh, okay. I see where it says channel 1.
Right, you see
Shut
what
up,
that
you're the
is.
clinician.
Okay.
That's it, okay. And then this is negative.
So now, yeah, so we're gonna put the negative one where?
On the active. Active.
Active.
Does it tell me if it's negative?
And then
Well, this tells you black and red.
and then
the
dispersive
other
would be
one says-
positive.
Yes, the other one,
Okay.
because remember, it's either gonna be black and red, or it's going to say negative and
Negative and
positive, or
positive.
dispersive. It'll tell you what one's what.
So I can go ahead and put this in.
So go ahead and plug that in. And it's important, and I didn't say this to you, but if you do not ever do it like this with metal showing. There should never be metal showing, because then that gives you a poor connection, which can short circuit.
And then you want this up here so it doesn't have to try as hard.
I have to laugh, you all. My daughter was listening to my 10s unit. Has anybody watched it yet? She's like, Mom, when you instruct, you sound mad. So I'm trying not, that just sounded mad. Don't let this. It's like you sound mad. I'm like, all of you would agree, right? So
Yes.
that's all in there.
Okay. Now we
So now what?
apply the
Then you know you try to get for the threshold. Isn't she connected and put it to the right channel?
She is. She checked.
Now, do we turn on Estim before applying the cryocuff?
That's a good question, Carla.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is because the compression, water, and electric. I thought you
Wouldn't
already
the
applied it.
cryocuff apply too much pressure over top of the pad?
That's what I was thinking.
Very good. Good. Because think about that. If you started this, and then what in essence is happening is this.
Yeah.
Right.
So we won't be doing this at the same time.
Yes, we will.
We will be, but this will be on the off time. Well, there's no
No.
off time.
It's
There is
all
no
time.
off
Think about it. I love when you're thinking.
Do you like loosen the cuff?
So you do the cryocuff
Or does it have to be-
first?
There, Maddie, say it.
You do the cryocuff first so you can already have the compression on so you know the intensity. Otherwise, it's like. if you're
Otherwise, it's
pushing
like
the pad
this.
down, so you're increasing risk for electrical burn.
So we get the cryocuff situated and then
Then.
set our.
And you were on the right track, because you were saying that.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So then, what comes next? You know how to do the cryocuff, but you're putting the stockinette, just like you did. So all of this is the same as you did with the cryocuff before. So she's just gonna put the stockinette.
Ooh, what about the
over.
cords? That might get a little messy.
It will.
Is it okay with like if they're just kind of like poking on the side like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally okay. But Carly had a good question. She's like, what, these cords are like kind of a little messy. It's okay as long as they are not impeding the patient's skin.
Would you adjust them while the stockinet's on there and make sure you put it back up?
Yeah, you would want to kind of feel and make sure.
We're still trying to prevent wrinkles here, right? Or-
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
yeah. So I recommend you do what I'm doing. Come up here and then fold it down so there aren't wrinkles here. Because the cuff's not going to be up here, so.
So it looks like there's a little bit of fold though. There, it was on the bottom.
Okay.
Okay.
Now go ahead and grab the cuff. Where's the cuff? The cryo cuff should have been.
You know, that's a good question. Where's the cuff?
It wasn't me. I had nothing to do with
Oh,
it.
it's over there.
And is the third over there?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I just want to steal a cryocuff. On my bucket
Okay.
list.
make sure when you take it off, you hide it for me. You can't put a cryo.
Make sure my heel is going in there, Jen. Pull up, yeah, there, that's better.
Yeah, check them
I
toes
did.
for capillary refill.
I did.
There we go.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But you do have to watch, what about when you pull those that way, what do you worry about with the patient, the hyperextension of the knee? That's very uncomfortable for the patient.
So these here hanging back to the nose.
See if they're, if she was still like, oh, what, yeah, that's what I'm trying to get them to say.
Is that comfortable with that?
You want me to do
No,
that?
she's like, my knee's hurting, my knee's killing me.
Hurt.
There. What about now?
That feel better?
That's much better.
So we checked capillary refill.
And then we just took it up here. And then your instruction to Adele's the same as it was. You just want her to feel like that. But make sure that now she needs to know what the adverse effects are. It should just feel like what? This should feel like that cold sensation and a compression, but she shouldn't have any what? Radiating pain.
Numbness.
There shouldn't be any pulsating.
Headaches.
Just feel, are we worried about a headache here? No. It's just that radiating pain or pulsating.
And this is gonna fill up, and it's gonna put compression right here. And you can kind of let me know, like if it's too much when I start to fill it.
And then this one just, this is the one that has this other
So take this
valve,
off.
so you have to take that and loosen that and pull that out.
What, did I almost say? No, not you.
Yeah, you
not
almost hit her.
No, you're good. Starting to feel that?
Yeah, it's starting to run in.
And just remember those stages that I told you about,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's gonna be get really cold and then it'll start burning, aching, and then it'll go numb, and that's all completely normal. It's the radiating thing that we're worried about, or if you have a pulsing sensation, that's what we're worried about. So is that just still feeling normal to you?
Yeah.
Good.
I think so.
That pretty snag.
Yeah, not real snug,
Fill it up a
though.
little more. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Oh, yeah, now it's froze all the way around.
Thanks.
And then she will recheck her capillary refill. Okay, now Adele, we're gonna turn this up, so you tell me when you start feeling it, that first tingling sensation.
So we're doing this with compression on the back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because she's good now, she's okay, because think about if we'd done this reverse, again, if we'd have turned it up and then put this on, it would have been squishing that electricity
Oh,
And it would have been too high.
way too high.
So now it will
Now
be
it's-
appropriate for the
She's-
compression.
Sorry, electric makes me nervous.
Right, well, she's fine. And water, we've got electric water.
Yeah.
Bad combo.
Party.
Yeah, she'll be okay.
Stop.
You're gonna be fine, yeah.
Okay, so I'm just turning it up here.
Yeah, just turning up on the dial, and it's in volts, so.
I'll just set my husband up good, I've got a good insurance
This
policy.
is really.
Take me out
No, this
first.
is her, the intensity, it's to her tolerance. We're asking her, do you feel it tingle?
It's not
Adele,
good.
are you feeling it tingle?
No, not yet.
No, yeah, she's not feeling it tingle. Then you're gonna turn me in, keep asking, are you
What
feeling
about
it?
now?
No, I'm still not feeling anything.
What about now?
Yeah, feel a little bit.
How about now?
Now, what are we wanting to know from Adele now?
When does it start twitching?
When does it start twitching?
Yeah, no, just feels a little burny underneath the pad. A little tingly up to my toes, but no twitchy yet.
And remember, this should feel just like a strong tingling sensation. Now we're wanting a twitch, but it should not feel like what? We should feel pain, hot burning.
Yeah.
Under the pads.
Do you feel like you're twitching yet?
No, it's still not, doesn't feel like a contraction.
What about now?
And just so you all know, she's at 110 volts. So this state is a lot. It going up that
Okay.
high is not having
You
a
feel
lot.
it there?
It just started to twitch.
Okay, so that's 125.
So then 10%.
So then to go below a couple of notches. So we'll just say go 2 notches below. We're gonna say 2 notches below.
So 150.
And then, but you need, are you still feeling it twitch?
No.
If they would say no, you'd keep going until they said no, but.
Oh, keep
So,
going.
because we wanna be 10% below that.
So how many volts are we at, Josh?
150.
Oh, wait, it's 2 different.
Do we need
The pad
to
is burnt.
document 2 notches below, or
Hey, the pad's burning.
She said pad.
Which one?
Huh?
Which one?
The active pad
Oh, okay,
is burning.
okay. What are you gonna do?
Like, that's not a joke.
So Jenna turned down the entire, turn it down the, she's at 0, so now what's she gonna do?
Turn up the cryocuff pressure.
Just check it, just look at it.
Probably turn the water first.
Huh?
Turn the water.
Well, and I wouldn't really at that point, I would wanna see it quickly, so we'll just look at it quickly.
do we need to document the 2 notches below, or just document 115?
No,
10%.
the actual, the one, what we say, the.
115.
You're not getting out of the seat.
I would terminate during the traffic light toll. Are we doing that all?
Well, what are you gonna do? She said it's burning. Do we just, what do we think? Maybe we could adjust, at least try. We could move this, it's on a very superficial part, so you could actually move it up a little bit to get on more of a, see how thin this skin is? So you could actually move it up.
Would you still have to move would you have to move that one as well?
So I didn't see how wet that first pad.
It's saturated, yeah, it's saturated but not running.
Basically, that means it's just submerged underwater and not squeeze it out.
You go and like kind of bring it out so it's not dripping, so it's not dripping, you don't want it to be dripping.
So ideally, we want that a little higher.
And a little bit higher. But yeah. Because that's another thing you can do is move it even a little further away, because that makes the current less intense. Did you all hear that? We could have moved it.
So you moved both of the pads up.
Yes, and we just moved them up and moved this one even a
Okay.
little bit further than a pad length away. Raise your leg up. Yeah.
It's burning for real. It's burning for real. This is not a joke.
This is real time.
Refer PT. It's burning. Call 911.
And then what else can we do here a little bit too to help with that is loosen this. Yeah. Yeah.
You get Nancy, dog.
Can I go back to where
No,
I was?
no.
I was in something I already know.
Yeah.
You still feeling okay?
Okay, now what are you feeling? Are you feeling it?
I'm feeling tingly.
Just tingly burning?
No.
So in our practical, if they have the burning, should we just try to adjust it first?
Just what we did.
Okay.
Still feeling okay?
But when we might have stopped if I would have looked and saw what?
Burning.
Burn redness,
Like redness.
then we would have
Terminate.
So we're back at 115, still feeling okay?
Yeah, I mean, I can feel just the little tingles.
Okay.
There's
Perfect.
And then we press start.
And then we press start, so the treatment started, grab your bell and timer.
So since we loosen the crowd cuff, we don't go up to see if we're at 10% still?
No, because you know she's not tolerating it very well, so you don't wanna turn it up again to that.
Check capillary refills for you.
No,
So is it back at 115 volts?
yes.
Okay.
She's good. And then I thought we were staying, is that for motor, that we're staying with them to make sure everything's happening okay?
Right, no,
we
this
don't
one,
have
cause
to-
there's not cycles.
Okay, so
So
5
we're good,
minutes.
yeah, so we'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, it's been 5 minutes, she has her bell. And then at 5 minutes, what are you going to do? You're gonna check how we did the capillary refill, and then remember, you're not taking the whole thing off, you're just loosening this to kinda look at her skin here. And then you can come up above here and take a look for streaking. So I'm looking here, and she's good here, and you can lift up to see if there's anything around the dispersive pad, and we're
What if that
okay
gets
here.
dry?
It should not, if you saturated it enough, it should last the whole treatment.
So we don't want that soaking wet, obviously, but do we want it
Damp it, like I
damp?
told Rena, yeah, damp, wring it out, but you don't want it dripping. It's pretty wet though, but you
Okay.
don't want it dripping wet. The other thing we would say is, Adele, are you feeling it as intense as you did before? And because she felt the burning though, we would not do this, but if they hadn't felt a burning, then we would say, do you feel it as much as you did before? And then you could turn it up at that point. So how would Jenna turn it up? We're not going to with Adele, but she would turn it up to what? To get the motor threshold again and 10% below. So you always ask at the 5 minute mark, like we did Monday, for accommodation. And figure out, do they need it turned up or down? You know, sometimes they will be like, it's uncomfortable, or the tingling's uncomfortable.
Should I feel anything under the dispersive pad?
You should feel something under there, yes. It should feel the same. It should tingle under both pads. Okay, so then we would go back out, and then for the next 5 minutes, it would be the same, checking, asking for accommodation. And when would we again terminate the treatment if she says, I'm getting radiating pain or feeling?
Pulsating.
No, she should
Right,
be
no,
feeling
because
numb.
of the cold, but,
Pulsing.
and again, if she truly feels like, still at this point, she's like, I'm feeling burning under the pad, at that point, because we already adjusted it, we would just terminate. Okay, so we'll say that the treatment is over now. This will just stop, you don't have to turn it down slow. We'll just end, because that's how the machine works, it just turns off.
So what was our total treatment time?
30 minutes.
Okay.
It's like 3 or 4 hours at home.
And then it's 30 minutes every 4 hours, but because you're not gonna bring them in back into the clinic, you don't wanna do it.
Not bad.
Then what would we immediately say to Adele? How's it feeling? Did it get to the numb stage here?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, good. What would you then say that your pain level is? I know it is numb, but on 0 to 10, what is it now?
I'd probably give it a 4.
Would you take post pain still, even though we have cryocuff with the numbness expected?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, because a lot of times it's numb, but they still kind of feel away from the area. They can still sense pain.
Okay. And that's for the E-stem though, right? We're asking that because of the E-stem, right?
But this gates as well too for the cryocuff. We asked it when we just did the cryocuff.
Do we ask post-treatment cryocuff before?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I don't know why, but I thought,
Did
Did she ask?
because it was dumb, you were dead.
I zoned out on this.
I didn't too, that's what I was asking.
You just brought me back.
That's why I was asking. What do you think I'm talking about? You didn't listen to me? Alright.
Right.
Okay, and then you're gonna remove all of these, and then as you're removing them, what could you say about the electrodes, where these electrodes were, Adele? You may have a little bit of redness or pinkness, that's totally normal for 2 hours, it shouldn't last more than 24 if it does. And let me know.
No vigorous activity for 2 hours.
And do you take these off in the direction of the hair, followed by a rub to gate that back. Yes. So we'll say that, then you would recheck the girth, we'll say that it remained the same except the most distal one decreased by a centimeter.
So the below joint line should be, I think, 19.
So again, this looks good, this may be a little red there.
joint line.
And then what would Jenna do, she would grab the post wrap, and she would wrap, and I'm gonna have her wrap, you already know how to do that. You would wrap it post and do your wrap education, and that education is that she wears that till bedtime, or if it wrinkles or starts to fall off. Now, remember, this needs to be in 90 degrees when you're doing the wrap. She needs to keep her foot here. And for body mechanics, most of you wrapped in the floor, or it just, the body mechanics were not good. You need to be like how Jenna, doesn't that feel good? She's right here, and she can start, and she should be wrapping with what? The ankle off the edge. So, because if not, what's she gonna do every time? Have to pick up her leg. So she would move the extremity off the table to do that. And checking capillary refill. Okay, we'll say the wrap's on, you can sit up. Yeah. And I'm gonna give you some more education, post education.
Dr. Terry, when you did the, you said the girth measurements were the same, but you said something was else.
1 centimeter at the most distal was decreased.
So below
at
The
2
most
inches
distal
below,
was
yeah.
decreased by 1.
Well, by 1.
So 2 inches below the joint line is 19 centimeters now.
And everything else remained the same.
Right, everything.
What do we say post pain was?
4.
4 out of 10.
How about this thing is pain?
Yeah, she said rest, but was there a movement one?
And we'll just say with movement that it's now a little bit better also. So about one better, what'd she say before?
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10, okay.
So it should be 7.
Yes.
And then post education, let them know vigorous activity for 2 hours.
No, how many hours?
30,
We're
30.
still doing this until we use cryocuff.
Is it 2 or 30?
Right, 30,
Oh,
because
okay.
it's ice, it's 30 minutes.
So the East End doesn't have an effect on that? That's the motor. East
Right, the
End.
motor, yeah, that's she,
Okay.
that's good. She didn't do anything. She just stood there.
Oh, so sensory.
So sensory.
We don't have any activity
Right,
limitations.
no.
It's just 30 minutes because of the cryocuff.
Right, yeah, okay, so that's, the proprioception is a little bit off now, so. And what else does she need to know about at home? We really need you to elevate and rest, try not to weight bear on it at a lot, just whenever you get off your feet, get off your feet. Any questions about the cryocuff
Are we
with these?
documenting the adverse effect that she experienced with the heatness of the pads?
Yes, yeah, because then we were able to move on, but you would just know that we left it, we did
So
not
we don't need to
increase
tell them to
intensity
hydrate
based on
or
accommodation.
no
We just
effect
left
for
it
6
at
weeks?
1%. And that seemed to do fine.
Is that for
Make sure
motor?
it's fine, and
Because I can see the 4 to 6 weeks.
Was for motor, so
that would be
I
it.
assume.
Yeah,
I
Do
don't
we
know.
need to tell them to hydrate? Is that just
No,
motor?
That's just motor.
Okay.
Because again, this was a very just comfortable sensory level treatment. Any other questions about cryocuff and Estim?
Is there any post education related to sensory Estim, or is everything cryocuff for this? Like
Pads, I think.
Just the redness of the
just
pads.
the redness of the
Just
pads and nothing
right,
else.
just the redness of the pads, yeah.
Oh, what about redness of like the whole ankle from the hole too?
Right, the skin's just gonna be, yeah, that
Okay.
whole red. Right. All right, guys, take 5 minutes, and at 1:30, we're gonna set up the pain, one pain scenario. Oh, thank you, sorry I got there.
So are we asking post pain movement as well, since we don't want this movement?